Failure is a myth. Guys, I think anyone who's sold you on the concept of failure or has made you have almost an emotional attachment to the idea of it or thinking about it has honestly completely lied to you. Failure is a complete and utter lie, and you shouldn't fear something that doesn't exist, right? Like if I told you there was giant T-Rexes outside. I mean, even though T-Rexes have existed, I'm just saying, like, let's say I said, oh, there was T-Rexes outside. I'm like, that were gonna like eat us or whatever. You wouldn't care. Why? Because you don't believe it's there. It's not there. So in the same way, failure is actually a myth. Failure is not real. And I'm gonna tell you why. You see, failure is all perspective. It's all a perspective. Because why? Because you are the one, you personally are the one who decides when you are a failure and when you are not. You're the one who makes that decision. No one can actually give you failure. No one can give that to you. You give it to yourself when you mentally decide you are. And how do you decide you are a failure? It's really simple. You just stop. You stop trying. For whatever goal, for whatever ambition, and what I preach on my channel, for your standard that you have for your life, that you want to get to in your life, that you want to achieve in your life. The only way you will fail on the path to that is if you decide to stop. If you decide to stop trying. If you decide, it's not really for me. If you decide, I don't think I can do it. That's when you fail. Because you chose to stop. You chose to stop. You handed yourself the failure. People can come to you and tell you, oh, you're a failure. But if you don't stop, how can you be a failure? For some reason, as human beings, we like to make finite rules in an infinite game. And by what I mean by finite means we agree upon a beginning and an end. There is a beginning and an end that we agree upon. But in life, for the goals, ambitions, standards that you set for yourself, more often than not, that's why I preach about standards, more often than not, it's an infinite game. It's an infinite game. You just keep going because, like I've said on one of my previous videos, when you reach a standard, you have to work to maintain that standard. So the game never really stops. And in the same way, when you have somewhere you want to get to, the game only stops when you stop. Why? Because if you feel like any part on that path you're a failure, it's because you had put a random ass, dumbass rule on the game now. When it's an infinite one, you've put a finite rule. You said, at this moment, because of whatever fuck shit happened or whatever fucked up, I am a failure. You decided the game ends now. You decided the game ended. You did that. Nobody told you you had to do it. And even if somebody told you, they don't have fucking control of you. So it doesn't matter what they think. But you personally decided, I'm done. And the main reason why a lot of people aren't successful is because they want something guaranteed. Well, if you want to guarantee your success, then don't stop trying till you get the thing. But that's the problem people have. They want a finite thing. They want it to happen in some kind of time period that they can't fucking control. And another thing I say on this channel, you gotta control what you can control. You can't control the time in which you really get something. What you only can really control is how hard you are pushing and working, and if you have a productive attitude. So if you're working as hard as you possibly can, have a productive attitude, and you do not stop, you will become successful, guaranteed. I will say, you will hear me say here first, guaranteed. If you do those three things, if you have those three things, you will be successful, for sure, for sure. But the main reason why people search up all those dumbass statistics or only this small percentage of people got to be this or whatever, all the bullshit, is because they want a guaranteed success. They've never actually worked hard. They've never known what it's felt like to do whatever it takes to get to a goal and decide to never stop, decide to make failure impossible. So they have to go look at stats because they want a guaranteed thing. Because what they're seeing is the goal, not the work that they have to do. Because the funny thing is, we can all be in agreement here. The work is what gets you the thing. You don't get the thing and skip the work. So the people who go look up statistics for whatever goal, whatever ambition, whatever standard they're looking for, how many people did this thing? They've already failed. Because they're already looking past the time, effort, and energy that they are capable. They're looking past their own potential to go look at some bullshit, to go look at the end outcome. When ultimately the end outcome doesn't fucking matter. What matters is what you do to get the outcome. What you're doing today, what you're doing tomorrow, what you're doing the day after that. That's the shit that is giving you the goal, not the goal at the end. So you going and looking at some stat of how many people achieve this thing isn't gonna do shit for you. The stats that you need to be looking at is how disciplined are you? How consistent are you? What are you willing to give up? How many hours are you putting in? How many years are you putting in? How focused are you? What is your circle like? What is your environment like? Are you distracted? Do you drink? Do you party? All of this other, if you take away, not even if you take away, if you make sure everything that is in your power from a day-to-day basis is towards getting this goal, and you're like, I'm never gonna stop till I get this thing, success is guaranteed. So anyway, y'all guys, failure is a myth. It's a myth. Failure is a choice. It's 100% a choice. There has never been anyone who has ever failed without deciding that they failed. So don't let that be you, man. Do whatever you have to do to make failure impossible. And the first step to make failure impossible is to decide you will not stop till you get what you want.